Hi everyone, welcome back to Falcon's House. This is the Lost Watch vlog. We're covering Season 5, Episodes 6 and 7 today, and once again I am using Wikipedia as a source. The episode begins with Jack, Kate, Hurley having returned to the island 3 years since they left it. The narrative then shifts to the 46 hours previous where the last episode left off. Eloise Hawking takes Jack, Desmond, Sun, and Ben to a Dharma Initiative station underneath the church called the Lamp Post, which was used by Dharma to find the island, since the island is constantly moving. They developed a way to predict where it would be at any given time. When Eloise mentions that the group only has 36 hours to get to a Jura Airways Flight 316, a Boeing 737, in order to return to the island, Desmond refuses to join them and leaves. Eloise then tells Jack in private that he must bring something that belonged to his father with him on the flight, and also gives him John Locke's suicide note. I kind of wonder why this matters. And also, I really liked the way this station was set up. Like, it was really cool with, like, this big pendulum thing that would figure out where the island was supposed to be. The next day, Jack gets a call informing him that his grandfather Ray attempted to escape his nursing home. Jack goes to the nursing home and finds an old pair of his dad's shoes and decides to take them with him. Later, Jack returns to his apartment, where he finds Kate sleeping in his bed. He wakes her and asks where Aaron is, but she refuses to answer. They then kiss passionately and fall into bed. The next morning, Jack receives a phone call from a severely beaten man who tells Jack that he must go to the butcher shop and retrieve Locke's dead body. Jack does so, putting Christian's shoes on Locke's feet. In the process, he also leaves the suicide note in Locke's pocket. I am not sure why they need his dad's shoes to get back to the island, though I do guess he was on the plane originally, but he was already dead, so that doesn't really make sense. I don't know why they have to like this full recreation of exactly everything as it was. At the airport, Jack, Kate, Sun, and Hurley all board Flight 316. Hurley was informed by someone other than Ben that he has to be on this flight, and bought all the remaining seats on the plane in order to spare the lives of potential passengers. Saeed also boards the plane in the custody of Alana. Ben is the last to board the plane, which momentarily upsets Hurley. Also on board is Caesar. Jack asks Ben what will happen to the other people on the plane, to which Ben replies, "Who cares?" leaving Jack speechless. I mean, that's really typical Ben. Ben doesn't care about other people. Ben cares about himself and the island, and that's it. During the flight, Jack realizes that Frank Lapidus is piloting the plane, and Frank realizes that they are going back to the island. Jack has been given Locke's note by a flight attendant, and the note says, "Jack, I wish you had believed me." The plane hits turbulence, and there is a flash of white light similar to what has caused the time shifts. The first scene replays, following which Jack, Kate, and Hurley are found by Jin, who is driving a Dharma van and wearing a Dharma jumpsuit. So I guess Jin time jumped farther to the back and somehow started working for Dharma. The next episode begins an unknown amount of time after the crash of a Jura Airways Flight 316, which took off from Los Angeles in the previous episode, and has crashed on the small island where the Dharma Initiative Hydra Station is located. One of the crash survivors, Caesar, searches through Ben's old office in the Hydra Station and finds several documents and a sawed-off shotgun. He is interrupted by Alana, who informs him that a man no one remembers seeing on the plane has been found. Locke. Locke explains to Alana the last thing he remembers is dying. Locke coming back from the dead is quite a feat for the island. I mean, they've healed people before and cured cancers and things like that, but nothing like coming back from the dead. That seems crazy. Everybody else who died stayed dead. But I guess maybe Locke is a more important role to play than the other people. That the other people were meant to die. In that way, it's kind of like Game of Thrones, where some people were able to come back because they were important. The narrative shifts into an extended flashback of Locke's time off the island since he left in late 2007. Locke awakens in the desert in Tunisia, where he is taken to a local hospital and is visited by Charles Widmore. Widmore tells Locke that he led the others until Ben took over and tricked him into leaving the island. Widmore pledges to help Locke reunite the Oceanic Six in order to take them back to the island. Widmore gives Locke a fake identity, Jeremy Bentham, and assigns Matthew Abaddon to assist him. Saeed, Hurley, and Kate all refuse to go back to the island after being visited by Locke. Locke also visits Walt Lloyd, but decides not to ask him to return to the island because he has been through enough already. Meanwhile, Kate's conversation with Locke leads him to look for his old girlfriend, Helen, who he discovers has died. While visiting her grave, Abaddon is shot and killed, and Locke gets into a car accident after he flees the scene in a panic. He awakens in Jack's hospital, where the two once again argue about the island. This greatly upsets Jack, and he leaves. I am not sure that his dad is actually alive and isn't a ghost. Locke then goes to a hotel where he attempts to hang himself. Ben, however, shows up and talks Locke down. He admits to shooting Abaddon and claims it was to protect Locke. After learning of Locke's plan to seek advice from Eloise Hawking on how to return to the island, Ben kills Locke, making it look like a suicide. He then takes Jin's wedding ring, which Jin had entrusted to Locke, and then the narrative returns to the present on the island, where Locke discovers an unconscious Ben among the injured passengers of the Flight 316. So, I think he knows that, now that he's woken up from being dead, he knows that Ben killed him, and he's probably going to be out for revenge. I was going to do a third episode in this video, but the next episode covers a different time and makes sense to not include it in this video. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe and share with other Lost fans.